We are working out for the next 365 days in a row. So many of us struggle to make positive changes in their lives, and I tend to give up too. We can't stick to our goals. You see, we've done this challenge at least 10 times, reaching 200 plus days at least twice. I was hoping to get myself into breakdancing shape because I always wanted to breakdance. And failure was crushing. And sometimes when you fail a lot, you give up. And in my case, you give up on your dreams for good. I made excuses instead. But now, even if I give up, or I sleep in, or I stop, we're just going to start over again. We will become stronger. So what follows are my workouts and thoughts each day. Every day, we can decide to make good choices. So don't give up on yourself.
Hello and welcome to Workout Every Day, day number 24? Yeah, day number 24. At the house doing a little bit of shadow boxing, get my heart rate up a bit, having a good old time. I decided, hey, let me make this workout a little bit more fun. Now, I'd initially planned today to go out and play basketball, and you know what, I still have some time. You know, the night is young, but do have to go to sleep to wake up early for the gym. But anyways, I ended up doing quite a bit of shadow boxing, having a good time. Pretty relaxed, low intensity cardio, and then I mixed it in with some skipping, and that was good enough for me, to be honest. Like I said a while back, I'm afraid of doing things that are too intense sometimes and then not stretching, and of course that's why I need to focus on the flexibility, right? So, anyways, after I finished doing this for quite some time, wow, look at me go! I was going through it. And on a completely off note, my calories are gonna look a bit different than normal. And that's just because I felt like adding a bit of extra carbs over the next 3 days. So my weight, I did not weigh myself today, but I know for the next 3 days I'm gonna be like above 199, potentially like 200, but it'll go back to normal probably in a few days. One thing that I wanted to add to today's workout was a little bit more higher intensity cardio, and I've been trying to find more ways to make it fun, interesting, and different, and this is kind of like just the easiest way for me to do it. Other than that, I've been thinking about buying a soccer ball. Let me know what you guys think about that. But soccer, I just think kicking a soccer ball around is great. Basketball is always fun. But anyways, to wrap up this workout, I wanted to do some core and I wanted to work on my wrist training. So I ended up doing some planks. I think I did like 4 or 5 of them. And then after this happened, I hit my wrists up and I wanted to work some very specific wrist movements. I decided to do about 2 to 3 sets of each wrist exercise here. So first we have the fingertip raises, placing some of my weight forward and then pressing up using my fingertips. And then after I get fatigued on those, I go to the inner knuckle raises, and you'll see me switch to those soon. But overall, my wrists do feel okay. They don't feel as bad. I mentioned my right hand having some pains here and there. But, we're going to keep working on it and try and remind myself that once a week. Technically, it's supposed to be on every seventh day that I do some wrist training. As disorganized as I am, I still do remember that. But I wanted to just hit it now, just make sure that it's out of the way. There are so many different exercises to train wrists. There's so many different exercises to train anything, really. And I do find a struggle with finding the perfect ones, but these ones seem to be fine. I also wanted to do some form of wrist presses, so I did behind the hand push ups and I did reverse push ups as well, which you'll see in a bit. Now, I can do these push ups from my toes, but because the hardwood is, well, hard, I try not to. It just hurts so much. This is by far the hardest wrist exercise I've ever done. Like, I think even fingertip push ups themselves are not as difficult. But the next version of a push up, it's a lot easier. So you're going to see me head into that reverse grip, pointing my hands behind my body, and I'm going to drop into a push up. I find that doing it from the top and coming down is a lot harder for me. So you're going to see me drop. I find my hand position is way easier to find from the bottom of the movement. And this is the other way that I do a pressing movement and load my wrists up. And this never really feels that difficult. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a wrist stretch and I'm working my chest at the same time. So there's behind the back. I don't know why I keep calling it behind the back. Behind the back of the hand push-ups. My goodness, it's like a tongue twister. I find to be one of my weak suits right now. Like I said, way back when I was doing them consistently, I was doing like 10 and it wasn't really that big of a deal. I was doing them on hard flooring, like, and I'm still shocked by that. I just can't believe that I was such an animal. But yeah, that's what I did for wrists today. after I walked around for quite some time, I really sat there and contemplated, am I going to do that again? You know, am I going to do that again? And then I just kept pacing around. And eventually, believe it or not, I did decide to do that again. But I took my time, guys. Wrist training is one of those vegetables, man. One of those vegetables I don't like eating. But there I go. Back at it. Anyway, hopefully you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.